Hello, everyone. I'm here with my friend and colleague Alan Watson. He's the founder of the A-Game Training. He's been a professional basketball player for long, long years. He played overseas. Now he's working one of the best basketball players in the world. He was working with Russell Westbrook. Now he's working with
Victor Oladipo.
Victor Oladipo. That he's one of the best NBA players now. I know him the past 7 years. We work here together in the Nike basketball camp in Colorado University. But he will say much more about him, his program, his training, his approach, how everything happened, his background, everything. We're gonna just have a discuss about him and what he's doing. So welcome, Alan.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So you can start first from, a couple words about you, your professional career, then when you stopped playing basketball, what got you start training people, the passion about being a coach, skill coach, strength conditioning coach, helping basketball players and athletes general to become better.
So you want me to start first with what?
First with your, background,
Okay.
your career as a player, and then how everything, the transition between player and.
Well, starting off, as a basketball player, I had a great work ethic. I wasn't the best athlete in my area, or the best player in my area growing up, but the thing that separated me was my work ethic. So I was determined to kind of close the gap between the really good players and myself. So I just worked relentlessly every day. Once I realized I wasn't going to be really a tall player, I had to get my ball handling skills up. So every day I would train and work on my ball handling skills and go to clinics and camps and learn stuff and come home. And I remember getting my begging my mom to get me a basketball court.
Yeah.
And I finally did, and that was kind of the start of me changing and transforming into a really good basketball player. And it really worked out. It worked out well. Every night, I remember my mom telling me, you have to come in the house. But everybody was tired of the ball bouncing outside, and waking neighbors up. So with that, it transitioned into, before that, I actually reached a lot of my goals as a basketball player. And then once I went to college, I started learning about the body. So I had the skill workout, and I started learning about the body, and it was interesting to me. And I just started doing more research with that in college, and
studying, and then
studying, yeah.
take you to the coaching.
Mm-hmm. And then once I started playing in Europe, I started meeting with doctors and team doctors and picking their brains. And it's a little bit different in Europe, the philosophies,
yes.
and so taking the stuff that I studied and then taking the stuff that I was learning from doctors, it just became more interesting, and I started getting more and better at it. And once I finished playing, it just transitioned into my own business. I was already known for working out, had a reputation. Yeah. So with that and learning the body, it just made sense for me to start training and
how A-Game started? When A-Game started? Like how the idea about A-Game training comes?
The name. Well, the funny thing is the name. My original name for the company was Hoop Dream Development.
Okay.
And that came about just because I had hoop dreams, and the way you develop and achieve your hoop dreams is you have to develop. You have to put the work in every day. So that was the first name that I came up with. And then I think A-Game, I think the terminology, bring your A-game, like every day. It was like, wow, I like that A-game. And people initially thought it was because my name is Allen, like A-game, but
Allen Game.
yeah. So, but I took A-game and I made an acronym for it, which is always going above maximum expectations.
Nice.
And that's something I live by. And it stuck, and people started to like it, and I switched from hoop dream development to A-game training.
Yeah. A is the first letter in the alphabet.
Yeah.
So, be always first. Give your best.
And go beyond. Like, if a coach tells you, I don't know, do 50 makes, you should always do 51 or more. You know, you want to be ahead of the competition and always go above what people ask you to do.
How long ago was that?
Did I start the company?
Yeah.
Officially, 2009. Because I came back from Europe, 2008. Yeah, 2000.
So it's like 9 years A-game training, 9 years working out with different athletes, and of course, a lot of basketball players.
And I started to, when I found out, I would see other people doing it, other trainers, and I thought I wanted to be unique. Meaning that most people, you have people that do skill training, and then you have people that do performance training or just strength training.
Yes.
Being that I took both serious, and through my journey of trying to achieve my greatness, I was working on both. So I wanted to be really good in both, and so I started getting certifications in the performance part. And I realized a lot of people don't do both, either do one or the other.
Yeah. So it's a common thing. I do the same back in Bulgaria. It's a full picture.
Yeah, it's a complete athlete, exactly. And then later on, so you figure the skill part, you figure the development part, the performance part, then you have the nutrition part. So it's to make a complete athlete, you can't have one without the other. So I started learning about nutrition and trying to tap into that aspect of it, and learning about blood types, and just helping athletes perform better to the full.
And then you start working with Russell Westbrook, right? One of the best players ever in NBA.
Yeah. So
how was this experience? Because you work with kids as well. All ages, all levels. But then working in the best in the world. How was this experience and your motivation? And tell me something more about the work with Russell Westbrook.
Those guys are at the top of the food chain, and you really have to. It's the challenging part is finding that small little detailed thing that can take them from here to there. That's the challenge of working with an NBA player or NFL player, and you're working with young kids. It's finding a little. It could be a small movement that can help take the game to the next level, and that's the challenge of working with players like Westbrook, Oladipo. Those, it's just, or certain moves. I'll look at a player, I'll look at Wes, or I'll look at Vic, and just be like, damn, he implements this part in his game. It'll help him, with this ball handling or a certain move that I'm like, you should work on this.
Yeah, because then it's so high level that you work on like a little tone thing that you can make them a little bit better in this like high competition. Like for example, in track and field guys, they work on like the milliseconds that they can get them to the finish line and be the first one. And how you started with Victor Oladipo this year, right?
I started with
last year?
Victor last summer. And so that was kind of I was referred by an agent, not his agent, but an agent that when he was in New York, because he also does music, so he was doing a lot of media stuff in New York, and wanted to still work out. His work ethic is
crazy,
is second to none.
He got all his awards this year, right?
This year, so
you're a big thing of development.
So that helped. That's what helped me for this year. I knew that they liked me, but I didn't know how much they liked me.
Yeah, but your work with him,
yes, really
you
helped.
see the results.
Yes.
How many awards he has now?
He won Most Improved,
Yeah.
First Team All Defense, and Third Team All NBA.
Yeah, it's like 3 in 1 year.
Yeah,
That's a big achievement.
Nice. And now he's working even harder this summer. You know, five days a week.
Yeah, they always hungry, right?
Yeah, he's hungry, and he wants to chase the MVP now. So he wants to be the first player to go from Most Improved to MVP. That hasn't been done. So
you gotta put the work with him.
He's putting the work in. But he's working with him is like kind of like a dream, because he's one of the people that match my work ethic. Like he go 5 days a week, he 2 times a day. You know what I mean?
Whatever you tell him,
he's on it.
there.
And no matter what he has going on, as long as it doesn't interfere with his workout regimen, he'll do it. He'll do it.
How old is he? I think he's pretty young, right?
He's 25, 26.
Yeah. Long way to go now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And he's invested in his body and his development.
So yeah, we discussed that to be a professional athlete, to be an athlete in general, you have to cover so many aspects, not only strength conditioning, not only fundamental skills like shooting and ball handling. It's not just nutrition, sleeping, recovering, mindset, because putting your mindset in the right way, it's a big thing as well, because we see so many athletes that they have all the physical skill, all the technical skill, but then when it comes to the game and seeing the game, putting the mindset correct, it's not getting there. So it's so many aspects that we as coaches, and that's what I'm doing with my athletes back in Bulgaria, is just making the full picture. We're not just strength conditioning coach, we're not just a skill coach. We are coach in general, make our athletes better, and I think that's one of the things that we have in common as coaches.
Definitely.
You gotta just keep on doing it. Great. What's your best 3 advices that you can give to all the people that are watching, all the athletes, that can help them to become better in every aspect?
The best 3. I would definitely say first it would be commitment. To just commit to what you do every day, in every aspect, from the skill, the development, and the nutrition. So that would definitely be a main one. I would say persevere, because it's going to be, everything is not going to be peaches and cream. So you're going to have bad days. You got to be able to be willing to fight through whatever the situation is. When it's down, things aren't going right, whatever else is going on outside of your life, as far as your sport, or you have to be able to persevere through it, fight through it, and still continue and commit to the dream. And another one would be sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. It's going to be, if you have friends and family you might have to not be able to go out, hang with your friends. That's a sacrifice, because I know I have to get up early to put some work in. So you have to sacrifice doing some things that you might really like for the sake of your dream and goal. So those are 3 major. I have a bunch of them, but those are 3 major ones that definitely can help you achieve your goals.
Definitely. Светли, казва им да са по-тих като идва. We can repeat them again. How could this thing? So commitment.
Commitment. What? Go say all. Explain them, or just the 3?
No, just
the 3.
Just short one, like a week.
Okay. So commitment would be a major one, because you have to commit to the goal and whatever it is. In all the aspects, the nutrition part, the physical part, and the skill part. Commit to that daily. I would say persevere. You have to persevere, because there's going to be things that happen to you during the course of through your journey outside of the sport, or, you know, just regular life situations. So you have to persevere through it, fight through it, the ups and the downs.
Yeah, you're gonna have them.
And sacrifice is a major one. You know, there's going to be things that you might want to do with your friends, or certain foods. You know, just to get to that goal, you have to sacrifice. You can't do it at that moment.
Everybody else go, you know, have fun. You're gonna stay, do the work.
Go to bed earlier because I got to get up earlier. Miss certain parties. You know, it's definitely a major sacrifice.
Great advices. Take them and apply them. It's all about action. It's all about what you do now, not what you think you'll do tomorrow. You know, today we can get better. You know, so commit to this stuff. And if you want to find actually more about Alan Watson, you can check his Facebook, you can check his Instagram, you can check his website, agame.com.
Agametraining.com.
Agametraining.com. Where else they can find you?
At agame_training is my Instagram, or Facebook is Alan Watson.
Yeah. If you have any difficulties, you can text me and I'll give you the links. I'll put some links on the description. And I'm inviting actually all the crew here we have in the Nike basketball camp in Coldwell. So I'm inviting you now officially. Sometimes in the future, you're always welcome to come to Bulgaria and be part of my camp, the Thejam basketball camp. We're doing now actually. I'm flying out tomorrow. And on Monday we start in Bulgaria 2 weeks of basketball camp, and
Nice.
I go the same approach. In my camp we do athletic stuff a lot, we do the fundamentals a lot, we have lectures about nutrition, recovery, we have guests that come and speaks about the responsibility to be an athlete in school, how important is school as well, to educate yourself, work the mind and the body. So you're always welcome to come and share your experience with everybody in Bulgaria. You know, seeing a person like you work with NBA players, taking the best out of Europe, America, and you're just starting. One of the things I like of you is that you stay always hungry and try to develop every single day and give better service to your athletes. So thank you very much for joining our conversation.
Thank you for having me.
And as we said, find Alan Watson. You can pick up a lot of stuff from him, and maybe you're gonna see him soon.
Yeah, I would love it. You're great. A game, no off season.
Yes.